Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into PKA versus Blackbeard, level 150, with 3 different teams for you guys to take it down that has no new batch. So the first team is the Bonney and Uta team. This is one of the ones I first put out, and I was always pretty confident that this team was actually going to do a lot of damage. Now, I did tweak it a little bit from the original team you guys saw in the video. Basically, I added Krooby instead of utilizing the Carrot and Nami unit, I believe it was, with the chopper support. And then I replaced Hina with Nami Karina. Now, if you guys go back to utilizing the way that I first posted it, both variations are going to work. But I figured this is probably a little bit more accessible for people, a little bit more buildable. Plus, it doesn't use like crazy support units and stuff like that, exclusive treasure map characters and whatnot too. Plus, Kobe's a 75% drop, and you actually get more turtles if you guys want to run this. But if you want the most amount of turtles, I'd probably use the next 2 teams because they're going to give you like the extra 3 drops with the friend captain. But the upside to this team is it does not use a friend captain Lore Beppo. If you can find Lore Beppos, like that's going to be way more beneficial for you. However, you don't really need Lore Beppo if you want to run this team. And this team actually does a whopping amount of damage. Now on stage 3, we use the Karina version of Nami Karina to get around the attack down or the threshold. We have the support of Shiryu for the poison, and then to get around the bind, we have the free-to-play treasure map Dice, Baccarat, and Mr. Tanaka, and then Kobe to just bypass the chain boundary effect, as well as the bind ability. Now, I do save 3 recovery orbs here. I did actually eat 3 recovery orbs along the way, but if you guys don't get more than 8 recovery orbs, you will have to save the Bonney special for the revive. Bonney's special provides a lot of extra damage. However, this team is already pretty set with damage regardless, so you don't really need Bonney's special on turn 1. And you can actually use the first turn of Blackbeard to gain the 6 recovery orbs that you will need to sort of feed in to the level limit break 5 Bonney ability to get the chain boundary effect above 3.25. But on the first turn, you're going to get a full bottle block orbs. You can't rotate these unless you use a super type or a support or something like that. The 6 turns of damage reduction, threshold, and attack down. And their ship bind. You get 2 turns of special reverse, which Robin and Jinbei basically just take care of. Bonney is going to rotate the block orbs. She locks them. You keep them for the revive. It works really nicely. Plus, she gives increased damage taken, a conditional to that, and she applies weakening effect. She does a lot for this particular team. Finally, we've got Uta giving us an attack boost and orb boost, because on the final stage, you can't actually use an attack or an orb boost. If you do, there is an interrupt. However, Uta's song ability bypasses this mechanic, and as you guys will see, like, after we hit with Robin Jinbei, it's like 6 billion damage. Like, it's so much damage, man. Like, it's a whopping amount of damage. So, utilizing Bonney on this turn is not really essential, to be honest, because you only need to do like 2.2. And as you guys saw, we had a lot of damage there. So, even without the chain boundary, even without the color affinity, you are going to have enough damage. As you can see on the revive, it's a little bit tighter, but if you use the Bonney special there, it's going to be a very, very easy kill. Moving on to the next team now, I did post this one as just a solo video of Uta and Lore Beppo. This team actually works ridiculously well and has a lot of damage output for some very buildable characters. We're using a free-to-play Bonney unit that's she's available in the Recollective Archive for clashes. We have Robin Jinbei again without the Usopp support this time, so you don't need that illustrious support, even though it's really not that illustrious. We are using Hina for the attack down and the threshold removal. However, she is completely replaceable with Brook, the rare recruit from the Uta batch. He can remove attack down and threshold. Basically, any like character that can do that is going to work great. Honestly, like, they don't even have to be boosted. Like, I really don't think that's really it's going to matter. If you have Hina or Hyodoguru, though, they're cerebral characters and they're int, so that's going to give you more damage. We still do use the Shiryu support here, and then we have the free-to-play Perispera support on Robin and Jinbei this time to sort of lock some Wano slots. Now, I am running this a little bit differently to the original video, and that's why I wanted to really showcase this. And the big difference is we don't use Bonney on turn 3 against Doc Q. Against Doc Q, I used to have the Usopp support to give us some recovery orbs, but we don't actually need those recovery orbs because Lord Beppo makes strength orbs into tandem. So when you get a full board of unfavorable orbs as Beppo, it actually gives you a tandem slot, which works really, really nicely. If you guys don't have the Mr. 3 support as well, you can just keep swapping with Robin and Jinbei. That's going to give you the super swap and get the 70% reduction on this stage against Burgess. Now, Burgess gives you an attack down if you're below a certain chain boundary, and that's at 3.75. However, with the amount of damage output you have with this team, you don't actually need to crack that. Uta removes the special reverse. She also removes the paralysis. We're going to get an attack and orb boost with her special here, which is really, really nice. We're going to remove the bind with Hiyori, and then we can use the Bonney special here. With Bonney, you need to hit 3 perfects to get the carryover effect of a 3-turn chain boundary, and then 3 more perfects for the chain multiplicative effect. However, you can't really get the multiplicative effect on the final stage, but you can get the chain boundary. And with the revive, using her here is way better than using her on the previous stage. If you switch with Robin and Jinbei into the Dex variation, you're going to have 3 Dex characters. Hiyori applies resistance down, and as you guys can see, you can actually kill even though you're below that 3.75 because of the attack boost, because of the orb boost, because of the resistance, the Wano orbs, the chain boost. It all works out really nicely, and that way you can bring the 3-turn chain lock into this final stage and just really take down Blackbeard on that revive. Blackbeard has the damage reduction, the threshold. We're going to use Robin Jinbei once again. Robin Jinbei, honestly, is pretty much essential on every single team. Like, it's kind of nuts how good Robin and Jinbei are for this final stage. They literally take care of everything. The ship binds, the special reverse, the damage reduction, the attack down, the threshold. They cover literally everything. And on top of that, they're a cerebral character that's int. It's like a match made in heaven. We have the Perispera support on them so we can lock the Wano orbs. We want to keep those Wano orbs, and it's very important that we do, because Lord Beppo, when you tap with type advantage, gives you tandem slots. However, Uta's final tap will actually give her a int orb, which will be treated as unfavorable. Very, very annoying when that happens. So if you lock Wano orbs, you can actually use the Uta final tap to your advantage. As you guys will see here, we had the chain boundary carryover. We still have the chain boost as well. We have an attack boost. We have an orb boost. We don't have color affinity, but we do have a conditional boost with this team, as well as a whopping 2,500 base stats. You can do a lot of damage. Plus, when you tap with Hiyori, you get resistance down by 10% for your cerebral slashes, which is what Lord Beppo is. So they're actually hitting with an extra 10% on top of everyone else being cerebral characters. As I mentioned, though, if you guys don't have Hina, you can just replace her with any attack down and threshold remover. We had plenty of damage there. I didn't even use the final tap just to show you that, like, if you don't have a level 5, it's really not going to matter, because you can just get so much damage output as long as you are maximizing your Nami statues to buff your int characters. Now, finally, I had to include a team that had Shanks in there somewhere. I was going to do stuff with V2 Shanks, but look, I go to Japan tomorrow, and I'm sort of just running out of time. If I'm playing the game mode and I build a V2 Shanks team, I might just upload it raw content. But I did include Halloween Shanks, because he's very, very good for this particular fight. And then I brought the Carrot and Nami combo back with Chopper, just getting a little bit extra healing, and then showcasing that you can use the Robin and Jinbei Super Swap to give you the damage reduction over Mr. 3. We are using Atlas as our captain, but obviously this is just a bit of a different team build just to talk about those different options. If you guys don't have Atlas, don't stress, because you can just run like Uta. Uta's just fantastic for this. But Atlas is great because she gets around the attack down. Plus, with her special, she can bypass the threshold. So she's the character that kind of takes care of stage 3. Plus, with her super class, being a cerebral super class, she gives you a full water strength orbs, which Lord Beppo turn into tandem slots, and it works very, very nicely. Now, on stage 3, we have the Shuri support once again to take care of that. And as mentioned, Atlas is just going to take care of this stage. We don't really need to deal with the orbs, though. You could definitely, what's it called? You kind of do. You want Atlas to get a matching orb here, so having the recovery orb buff is actually really, really nice. Getting a full body recovery orbs with that Usopp support is awesome, because then you can just use Atlas to just OHKO poor Doc Q. There's threshold, attack down. Like I said, Atlas takes care of both of those, and you can just basically bink your way through. As you guys are noticing, we are using the super swap of Robin and Jinbei, as well as the swap of Lord Beppo every single turn. So that way, when we move into the stage against Juice's Burgess, we are going to have the damage reduction available. Now, it doesn't matter that we lose all of our orbs here. Stereotypically, using the Robin Jinbei super swap, unless you're bringing Hiyori, is a bit of a problem. However, with this team, we have that Chopper support to give us some recovery orbs when we use the Carrot and Nami special. After you super swap with Robin Jinbei, you're going to get the 70% damage reduction. You're also going to give yourself a full water orbs, which will be unfavorable. But nevertheless, you are going to get a full board of orb swap with Carrot and Nami anyway. And then you can get your left-hand column turned into recovery orbs, thanks to the Chopper support. And then basically with that Beppo unit, you're basically just going to kill. Because you do a chain boundary, you are going to take a pretty big HP cut. We're going to use Jewelry Bonney on this turn now to actually remove the paralysis. Another really, really good option for team building for this content. Jewelry Bonney, she not only gives you all the chain stuff, but she removes paralysis as well. You can get some healing back with those recovery orbs. Ideally, you want to eat at least 2 of them. So that's why I started with Shanks, tapped with a few units, moved into Carrot and Nami, and then finished it off with Atlas. With Beppo. As you see, like, we take 24k, so as long as you have above 24k HP, you will be okay. But nevertheless, like, yeah, that 70% damage reduction Robin Jimbei gives is really, really good. On the final stage, to get around the block orbs this time, we're utilizing the Atlas superclass. Atlas is going to give you an attack boost as well. No, she's using an orb boost, sorry. 2 turns of an orb boost with the superclass, as well as the full board of tandem orbs. Shanks is going to give you a 3-turn color affinity boost, which obviously gets hit by the interrupt, but then we can keep it for 2 turns. Really, really good unit for this. He also gives you a chain boost for 3 turns, but we have the Bonney one, so that doesn't matter too much. But if you're not using Bonney, he's fantastic for this final stage. Finally, we have Lord Beppo for the conditional boost, all that fun stuff. Base stats, removing shit blind, all that craziness. And then basically we can just go through the motions and do our taps. On turn 1, the damage was actually a little bit tight. I thought it was going to be a lot cleaner than that. However, the revive just seemed absolutely free. The revive seemed like we had a lot more damage than what we needed. But nevertheless, the team managed to get it done. I understand like Atlas is a bit more of an illustrious character. But I did want to include this particular team if you guys have the pieces to the puzzle. Because I wanted to sort of showcase how to use something like Robin and Jimbei in different sort of ways. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to bell the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's